We're back, guys. Welcome back to another video. We have a couple things to talk about, but let's start off with this here. And this is a leak that has come out for Xbox and has to do with the Ubisoft Plus. Now, with Ubisoft Plus, we've heard rumors that it was coming soon. We know that it was coming soon. I mean, this was announced that it is making its way onto the platform. It's just giving you the ability to go and subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. And if you haven't checked out Ubisoft Plus, there's actually a lot of great quality content in there, especially if you like Ubisoft games. You will save a decent amount of money if you do subscribe to Ubisoft Plus rather than going out and purchasing all those Ubisoft games. But now there's another leak seemingly making it look like the release of Ubisoft Plus onto the Xbox platform is imminent. And this says Xbox leak reveals Ubisoft Plus will include 60 plus games. Here is the full list so far. So this is according to True Achievements, and here are the games that are planned. Got a bunch of Assassin's Creed games. So you have some of the best ones like Black Flag. You have Unity, if you want to look at like still probably the best looking Assassin's Creed game. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It came out, it was in such rough shape. This, I believe, was a PS4 and Xbox One launch or early release game, and it just didn't run very well on those consoles. There's a ton of bugs, but now you play it on your Xbox Series console. I think backwards compatibility, it just it's phenomenal looking game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the most recent release, which I've put over 100 hours into. I loved it. I played all the DLCs pretty much, except I think I still need to go through the last one, the last story or whatever. Still haven't gone to the most recent one that they have released, but I've played all the other DLCs and just ton of fun. I love how big the world is and just exploring. And a lot of people have turned them off from the Assassin's Creed games, at least the last three, but I love the world that Ubisoft creates. Like, they create some pretty detailed worlds, and I don't think they get enough credit for that. You have some other games here, like all the Far Cry series. You have Rayman Legends, which is a really cool game. Riders Republic. If you like extreme sports games, I would recommend checking out Riders Republic. It is a ton of fun. I've put a decent amount into that. Got Program Versus the World. Man, this game is awesome. This has been an interesting one because this goes back to like game preservation thing, because I think this is a game that they took off the digital store, then they put it back on, and people were scared that when they had taken it off, if it was ever going to come back. But when they did put it back on, I went out and bought it right away, and I played some of it. It's just a really fun beat 'em up. So check that out if you like beat 'em ups, if you enjoyed like the TMNT release last year, if you like Streets of Rage, all those types of games, you'll like Scott Pilgrim Versus the World. Got the Ghost Recon games. Wildlands is the gem there, but Breakpoint I got it for really cheap. I still haven't played it yet. Rainbow Six stuff, Trackmania Turbo, the Watchdog games all the way up to Watchdog Legions, and just a bunch of other games. So there is a great amount of games here. I gotta mention this one too, Immortals Phoenix Rising. If you haven't played that yet, I mean, that's a hidden gem. I don't think sold very well because it dropped in price right away. It's also on Xbox Game Pass. I highly recommend going to check that one out. But lots of games here. So from what it says here, it seems we might actually have the full list of games that will be included with the catalog, which has increased now to 63 titles actually. And they are saying from this tweet here, Aggiornamenti Lumia, that they have a product ID in the Microsoft Store for Ubisoft Plus, which would make you think that the release of this service into Xbox is imminent. It's coming relatively soon, maybe next month, who knows. Now, when it comes to Ubisoft Plus, one of the things that I find the most interesting with this service is the question to Xbox gamers out there who have Xbox Game Pass. Would you pay $5, $10 more a month or whatever if this was included in the service like EA Play? And I think looking at this list of games here, I certainly would. I think there's enough here to add that extra value where it's completely worth paying a couple extra dollars extra a month to get access to this right with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And I think a lot of people would be on that same page. And I think there would be a lot of people who look at that entire package of Game Pass Ultimate. It's already incredible. You add this in there and it puts it over the top. So hopefully this is coming soon, and hopefully it comes out with an announcement in February with maybe the first Xbox Game Pass announcement or something, or on its own, whatever. I hope it makes its way out on the server soon. It'll be interesting to see how many people play this on console, because right now it is currently available only on PC. All right, next up we have some Fable news. So Fable, a game I think for a lot of people is one of their most anticipated games for Xbox Game Studios. We know it's getting remade by Playground Games, people behind the Forza Horizon series. So for me, I have a lot of hope in what they're going to be able to do with an open world style of game. The details, the graphics, the polish, all that type of stuff. My expectations for this game are extremely high. Now, we haven't heard about Fable in a very long time. I think they first announced it in 2020 at one of those main Xbox shows. So it's been 3 years. We have heard nothing about Fable besides that initial trailer where it was just a quick CGI thing and then the Fable title popped up on the screen. And now we have a bit of an update. And it seems like Fable's moving along. It seems like it potentially could be in a playable state. This comes from Reps Gaming, says Playground Games producer BJ Gill revealed in his LinkedIn profile that he is facilitating regular game playthroughs and build reviews of Fable. This means Fable is now in a playable state. And you can see here, this is from LinkedIn. He's the producer. Go over here, you zoom in on one of the things, preparing and facilitating regular game playthroughs and build reviews with key stakeholders. So I think that's big. I mean, this isn't the first time we've heard that they've been showing it off and that people have played it. I believe it was Phil Spencer who said on a podcast early or late in 2022, I think it was on the iJustine podcast or whatever that podcast is called, saying that he's seen Fable, it looks great. And I think that was the first sign that that game is getting closer for something to be shown to us, which means I have some hope now that by the end of this year, we are going to see a gameplay trailer of Fable. If it's in like an alpha state or whatever, there's a chance they're going to have something by the end of the year, maybe by E3 or Xbox's E3, since they're technically, I don't think, going to be a part of E3, but they're going to be having a show in a place right by the conference at the same time. They may have something to show off for Fable, which I would love to see, but I don't want them to show it off if it's like too far in advance and it's not going to come out for like another 2-3 years. I would love to see something from Fable in terms of gameplay if it's going to be coming out in 2024. That's what I'm hoping for. I think 2024 would be a reasonable release date for the game. I mean, 2024, the latest 2025. If it goes beyond that, there's probably not many people are going to be very happy about that. There may be the development's taking longer than people expect, but I mean, it's in a playable state, and I think this is a good thing. We have some comments here saying, dude, you have build reviews throughout production, even at the prototype stage. They're just explaining what the role is. Don't read into it. Both Fable and Avowed were announced at the same time. I wonder if Avowed is also now in a playable state. Perhaps we could see demos or new trailers for both of them this year. Maybe playable demo at E3, celebrating Fable there. I could see a date for 2024 being announced soon. I mean, that's fingers crossed. Cool. I wouldn't be surprised at a late 2024 release. And I think 2024 holiday between, I don't know, September and December could be a sort of realistic release date for this game. So fingers crossed that it does happen and that there's something at E3 or there's something at Xbox Showcase that isn't part of E3 that is at the same time as E3. I guess that's the best way to explain it, but there's not been an official announcement for that either. So pretty cool stuff here. And Playground Games, got a lot to live up to, but I think if there's a studio that can do it at Xbox, to switch from a racing game to something completely different, I think Playground Games is a studio that has the capability. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Ubisoft Plus, Fable, all of that stuff. Would you pay extra for Ubisoft Plus if it came to Game Pass? And do you want to see a Fable gameplay trailer this year? When do you think the game is actually going to be able to be released? You enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.